All right, guys, what's up? Good morning. Welcome back. Welcome back to another live session. Hope you guys are feeling good, doing well. As you're tuning in on YouTube, check in the chat. As you're tuning in on YouTube, be sure to hit that thumbs up. If you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. MCTR moving up. The train has left the station here, perhaps. Quite the push. Okay, I might have missed this one. All right, yeah, as you're tuning in on YouTube, check out the disclaimer. Remember that day trading is risky business. Risky business indeed. MCTR, looks like I missed this one here. Highs of $10. I hit a max loss here pre-market. I'm down 150 after a massive start of close to 200. Over trading the chop. Once again, falling victim to over trading the chop. Had some massive winners early, massive. It's insane how much the stocks can move. I mean, even this one right here just now literally just went to $10 in like 2 minutes. What a big thing today, in literally what just happened there too, as I'm starting the live stream, is when you're trading pre-market, you can't afford to blink. You can't afford to look away from a stock because of how fast they go. 776 to 1001. And if you're not looking at this green candle here in the start, it's gonna be at like 840, and then you kind of miss that initial entry. You can feel like you're chasing. So it's key to be quick. That and then being careful with overtraining the chop. The two biggest lessons here for me today. Once the stock stops going up like this, even in areas where we're having these two green candles, these are the areas where I'm getting caught right here. So having to ease off and just wait, even if we could keep going, being patient and not overdoing it. Look at that, right? 910 down to 850. It's like once this initial push is done, like just being content with just taking that, right? So this red candle is exactly where I would have lost a couple minutes ago, trying to still get more out of the move. Okay, let's see the watch list. How much is Ross up? Probably not a lot because no one said no one said anything here today. He's probably up well. I don't know. I mean, we didn't have anything like crazy, but we've had good action though. We've had good action. Also, well, never mind. Someone is saying 130, which is another 300K day basically. And by the way, I think I might have missed a question up top from Bob. Yeah, I did. Yeah, so I have some hotkeys for DAS. I can message you. You can message me in the chat in the DM. There's a couple of stocks here today. We had TRAW early, TRAW. There was RSLS, AGEN. Let me see what is still holding up. Yes, and of course I still have a cold, which is, a part of the deal here, I guess, for me. Just never goes away. Never goes away. I gotta look through everything because I'm not sure what is still holding up. ES, LA, sold off. SOAR. Okay, that one is still holding up. I guess no one is talking about the big green from Ross because it's just normal at this point, right? Normalcy bias. AGEN, which is at lows. So ESLA and HEN, KPRX, those are not good. KPRX, somewhat holding up. Even TRAW kind of pulled back a good amount. MCTR is the one that's holding up the most. So it's for me, like, like a guy like Ross, right? It's like maybe he's going a little bit more hard now because I would like to think that we were seeing this in pre-market since like last year, right? Every day, pretty much. So he should have been making like 200,000 a day with the rate he's going, right? So maybe he's like more size this last 2 months or something. It's 9:21, and I gotta get my bearings here for the open. Because right now I am spinning in a circle. It's like trading pre-market and then starting, I guess maybe starting up the stream early, right? And kind of already having the list set. I've just been trading high of day momentum stocks to this point, and MCTR, RSLS, TRAW are the top three that are holding up. So I guess that'll be the watch list. Those three. They're holding up the best as of right now. $130K, $300K a day, bro. This is insane. This is the salary of like a good job in America. Madness, bro. Complete and utter madness. I'm gonna take a sec to start up my screen recording. Yeah, after that we should be good to go here. I'm gonna get a couple trend lines and we'll be locking it in. So remember, if you're tuning in on YouTube, to hit that thumbs up. We do appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up. If you're new, consider subscribing to the channel. The key is for us to see. I'm gonna stick to 500 shares until something looks good, right? Yesterday I was thinking to myself, like, even the red start we had, it's just we got to make sure we don't get into any bad habits. We had a decent stock, I believe, in INV or INM, something like that, and we were a little indecisive with a few of our trades, and we mentioned we missed a couple of entries by inches, by seconds. We sold too early, things like that. So I think just sticking to the small size, grinding it out, and then if we see something that's just really nice, and or like we had yesterday, a nice uptrending move, just smooth through and through and through. That's the only point where we'll look to really get aggressive. Other than that, just gonna take it easy. All right, looks good. Looks good. All right, so in terms of trend lines, we do have MCTR pulling back. So this is where we start to say, we of course, as traders, we're not comparing ourselves to others, right? We don't want to do that. That's, you can get into like a bad headspace if you don't do it in the right way. So of course you got to take the good. So the fact that this type of money can be made is insane. I mean, at best, I went up a dollar a share before I gave back. So, I mean, wow, this is madness to think about. That the amount of money that could be generated in this type of time. I mean, it's insane. We already know this about trading, but still, like thinking about it some more. NIVF, let's just take a quick look here. NIVF, how are we doing? This, I believe, was continuation. Yeah, NIVF. Add this one to the list. fact, it's leading the way. I didn't have it on there initially, which wasn't good, but okay, that's fine. I'll add, yeah, NIVF. Make sure to add to the watch list here. I think honestly, I'll probably watch that one into the open because MCTRs came down a little bit. I'm gonna switch those two. Man, the high of day momentum scanner really shines in pre-market. In the open, not so much. So NIVF leading stock 637 for highs. Love the pullback 438. If this one happens to be strong early in the first 3 minutes, I'm not going to size up yet. But if we're really holding an uptrend up into minute 5, 6, 7, 8, first 10, 15, 20 minutes, I'll definitely look to get aggressive on this one. No real resistance. I'm not seeing on the daily chart here. Let's see NIVF. Let's double check on E-Trade. Midpoint 496. We're over that level. We had on April 3rd a move to 1480, low 560. Right now we got a highs at 637. So we're kind of on an inside candle per se, but can we get up to 7, 8, 9? I think we'll have to play it by ear though. The level isn't super obvious. I doubt we'll get to 1480. I mean, that would be pretty impressive for it to double top that, but there might be resistance before that. It's pretty high up. So, and 560, did we respect that level in any way, shape, or form? No, we did not. It's a huge consolidation. Initially, we did flag, we broke out, we pulled back, double bottomed, and now a bit of an ABCD 520s. $500 shares. Set. Small size. I can't be doing all this talking and have a cold at every time, every day of the year. It just doesn't work, Like if I had to teach professionally in like a classroom, let's say, or yeah, right now I'm like in an office, but if I'm to be in a classroom, like it would be terrible because I'd have to like leave to like clear my nose every 5 seconds. This There's no mic to mute in person, right? I can just mute my mic, walk to the side here, but anyhow, that's the distraction, right? We're up 200%, 44 million shares of volume, INVF, watching this one into the open. Big Steve, my hands are clean, bro. In fact, I don't even use my hands. My hands are clean, brother. Clean and green for the gains to come. NIVF, here we go. I'm taking it easy the first 3 minutes here for sure. Small size. Lows 06. Big push to 45 here. Oh well. MCTR is halted up. Uh, at 8:45. Okay. So that one ended up being a little stronger to start. A bit of a double bottom there. You blink, you will miss it. And that was insane. I look to my right, I see that resumption. I look back, we're back at 550. Pretty quick. So 570 for highs there. All the way to 77. Impressive push. Does it have what it takes for over 80? Over 6. Can we get over 580 and then over 6? Resumption, 2 minutes, 23 seconds for the other one. For MCTR, 2 minutes for MCTR. We didn't do too much lingering on that last pull back there. Pretty quick to come up. Watching and waiting. It's a little slow over 6. I want to get a little bit more active here towards the pullbacks. There's a small seller. It looks like okay, not bought up yet. It's pretty small though. It looks like it's fluctuating over the level. We got MCTR and NIVF, the top two. Pretty terrible fills. We could see a longer pullback here. Could be bigger too. We did come up quite a bit. MCTR halted down. Not good. Bit of a slower start, missing that third candle of the day from 5 up to 580. I do like that we're holding up tightly so far. Watching and waiting. Watching and waiting. Higher low. And hopefully we get a good test of strength here too. Would be nice. There's a breakdown. Okay, we see 40 bounce for the quick bounce. 33. The key here is to not Christmas tree. I think that's the biggest key here. If we Christmas tree, you might be in for a longer consolidation. Will we Christmas tree here? There's still a lot of selling. I'm gonna check the scans quickly just to see. There's 540. Eventually there, 540. We got MCTR coming up. RSLS. Let me take a look. Am I missing any others? Looks like we're getting the Christmas tree here. It's coming back down, coming back down. So it might take some time to really consolidate and keep, and try again. All right, I'm gonna do a quick rotation. Sustained uptrends. BMGL from a few days ago. Yeah, not much. It's moving up, but not a ton. And IVF, we'll see if it keeps trying. That new low, 92, so it's a good reclaim. Bro, pre-market is like just stocks ripping every 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds, stock ripping up. Even if it just sells off, it's like there's something ripping up. Into the open, nothing hitting the high of day scans. And the shift is real. MCTR still pulling back. 13. We need more companies to release headlines after the open. I think that's probably what it is. So there's no rush of volume going into anything. KIDC. Take a look. Volume still light. Yesterday's high, however. This one could be interesting. KIDC. Nice balance for NIVF. That was a good balance there. I did look at mid-teens, didn't jump in. And so it's gonna break out of that range here over 40s. 49. 20 and then right back down, man. RSLS halt up is at 29. Hopefully it halts up. Could create some opportunities. I do want to remember to keep changing my size. Can't forget to size down. You know, it's like this type of price action is definitely tradable, but it's not the usual, right? So I would have expected us to like hold 40s, 50s. We pull back down to the absolute low of the move. That's the kind of wildness that we're getting here. The wild, wild west type of action. So anticipating those wider ranges can definitely be of use here. It seems like this is the only one doing anything, so I'll try to lock in here. I have the current candle on the 580. High of day 613. Now where you're trying to get in and where you get in, two different prices. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see what this one does. And IVF, full undivided attention. There was a small bid there. It's gonna break. Mm. Once we base, it's right. It's quick. There's a new low. All right, I want to see how well this can hold up here. Just pull back. Looking for us to have a tighter pullback here. Watching for 75 and 80 again. There's 72. There's 74. Can we see over 80 again? Yeah. Not the fill I would want, but the fill I got will work with it. I don't know if we have new lows coming in, so I'm gonna like take some early. We might have new lows again. I mean, the way how it's moving, we could see new lows again for the pullback. Probably could have held another 200 shares there though. Again, still sticking to the smaller size for now. A big part of what's happening here too to me is that I think the way how the price action moves, even in areas where there is support, the range becomes so wide and the risk is increased so much. And I think my personality needs to be adjusted in terms of being this perfectionist, like trying to get an exact point, and that's never going to happen. It's just, you just got to just take it and then increase the risk essentially. It's the only way to really be able to get like a sustained decent trade. If not, it's like it's just too tight. Not the immediate reaction I want there watching. Looking to be active. So there's a new low again. And the new low is instantly 30 cents up. Oh my god. Ah, this freaking thing, man. $58 fill. The new candle's about 3 minutes out. Looking to give this one more of a chance here. Assuming I don't get stopped out. The key is that can we not keep putting in a new low here? We got to, you know, base out, hold up. Can we base out and hold up? Where's KB? The setup looks really good. Can we hold up our levels for once? People are selling, it's dumping. It's going to the depths. Look at that. I can't even get over 70, bro. What is this? This should have easily got to $6 there. Easily. It's back to the depths. Go. Rip, rip. 6, 6, 6. Can we see over 6? Come on. I'm gonna take something. A little couple of shares there. Come on, over 6, over 6. There's 878. Bro, it should just be ripping here, like just the moon. Big Steve. I'm only holding 100 shares, baby size. We're not getting that massive move that we know we should be getting. Is it selling from the bulls or is people going short maybe? The 5-minute candle, the 5-minute setup, everything looks good. It's checking out. If we're gonna break down, we need to break down after a massive move at the highs. It's a wild, wild west momentum. And it's gonna break down without a massive move. What I'd rather see is us test 6 and reject it. It's just breaking down. Again, into the open this is all we're seeing. We're not seeing anything that's just holding up and making a new high. This is it. Chop City. Chop City. Bro. SUNN. Is that a ticker? Maybe not. MCTR. SUUN. I think it is. SUUN. Holy smokes. I will not be looking at that. Let me check out the scans. MCTR back up. Highs were around 910. We're at 930, 940. I got to be careful. 870. The spreads are massive here. Massive bids. And the massive bids don't do nothing on a spready stock. Bro, pre-market is 10 times better than this. Like this doesn't even, it doesn't even make sense to trade this unless there's like a stock that, you know, like you need something like yesterday that just holds up, it keeps going. This all honestly feels like a waste of time. Like what is this momentum? This momentum is absolutely reprehensible. This is complete and utter nonsense compared to stocks in pre-market. Now there's stocks still selling off in pre-market too, but at least one out of every four is like holding up, and then it's making a new high, and you know, this is just, this is not it. This is not it. At this rate, this is not it. We'll have to be shutting it down at the open. Yeah, we'll probably see some penny or something. MCTR, you gotta really be watch out for those spreads on that one. And all the bullish signs on that consolidation here, it still fails. Alice, you're gonna have to wake up at what time would it be over there? Well, right now, oh, actually, no, that's it's afternoon over there, right? That's like 3:30 p.m. open. You're gonna have to come in at 12:30 p.m. Catch the pre-market session. It's like night and day difference, honestly, for the type of price action we're seeing and how stocks are going higher versus into the open. Just the best we're getting is a little move up or quick. It might be a quick move up. It could be a good green candle, but you know, coming quickly and then, you know, kind of that's it, right? We're not really seeing that continuation. We're not holding up our retracements. The retracements are 100% back to the lows. And there are no stocks are hitting the scans with breaking news compared to pre-market, which is why the high of day scanner doesn't work after the open. It's pointless. The last time I traded a high of day momentum stock after the open is like 2 years already. It's how much it's changed. I think get green pre-market and get out will be the goal. Yeah, right. Oh, the good old day trading. Well, you got to always, the number one thing that's constant in life is change. So, nothing new. MCTR trying again. Hopefully it locks in here. 981, false halt. The dip. Man. I gotta make sure I'm not complaining here. These fills. 92, it's trying to get halted up again. This halt could be good if we get a proper dip and rip out of it. It looks like it'll get locked in. We're at this rate. At this rate, I'm going to get Ross's number from Marcelo and fly to the Berkshires tomorrow. So I can... Did you guys see the meme that I made? I'm going to fly to the Berkshires to go watch. The dip and rip is incoming. Hopefully we get a good one. It's showing 1028 resumption. 1050 resumption now. 1040 fluctuating. Let's pull it up here. MCTR. I wonder what is the back end explanation for this though, like in terms of what we're seeing here into the first 2 hours. There was a time where we would trade the watch list stocks and they would still be strong. And of course it's only been a few weeks, a few months, so it's like, we understand sometimes there's different cycles. The ebb and the flow, right? 4 months from now, pre-market can be dead, and then the open is hot or power hour is hot, whatever. But it is interesting to see it. Sometimes it's probably something pretty simple, The overall market, we have been seeing more of an uptrend overall. Typically more buying will be coming through. We got 2 minutes, 22 seconds for resumption on ticker symbol MCTR, currently up 105%, 10 million shares of volume, and perhaps room to $12. NIVF selling off. Over 12 is showing me all-time highs. Okay. KIDZ also hitting scans. A little lighter volume, but moving up a little bit. Yeah, we got over yesterday's highs. 128 to that resumption. $480. Dang, that was a nice breakout over 95. If this pulls back, it could maybe be a trade to look to hold a little longer. And see how it does with a tight stop. So MCTR, here we go. Can we resume a little higher? It's showing 11 resumption. It might be at 5. It might be a 10-minute halt. It's showing 11 resumption. Can we push a little more out of the resumption and give the sweet, sweet pullback that we know and love? Right now, Marcelo's gearing up 5,000 shares for this trade here. Big Steve, how much size are you gearing up? Well, there's only 20 seconds here, so I guess let's lock in. MCTR, 20 seconds, showing 11 resumption. We're currently at 10:09, so it'll be a significantly higher resumption here. 5, 4, here we go. Yeah, it's 10 minutes. Whenever the gap is that big, it's probably going to be 10 minutes. Yeah, back to the conversation. Big Steve, how much size are you gearing up? I got to stick to the small size here, but I'm curious. Let me ask Mighty. The Mighty's bootsing up at least 3,500. Jorge, 3K size? Okay, okay. Dash 1,500. Oh, KIDZ is gonna give the dip. Oh man. Oh, I see. Opportunity is gonna cost there. That's a tough one to miss. Oh, that is a tough one to miss, man. Look at that pullback. Well, at least I called it out. Hopefully a few people might have got it if they were looking at a similar setup. I probably wouldn't have held it. I probably would have just took it off right here for the 40 cents. But it's a good setup on the daily chart to, like, give it a chance. There's 50, 66 is the halt up. And KIDC, I'm going to wait because, missing that sweet pullback. So maybe there's another entry at some point. Don't want to chase it. If I wasn't in a drawdown, I would have sent it with 4K size for the culture, but not in this drawdown. Two minutes for the resumption. In the hot markets, you can do anything, man. You can, whatever you comes to mind. Honestly, it's like you could even if the trade is a bad trade and you lose half, you lose like 50 cents. The day is so hot that you can make back the money in the next 20 minutes. And KIDZ 94 to 60. 494 to 560. It's showing 1080 resumption. We might have a pretty big spread. That's probably going to happen here, so we got to watch out. No fear, no hesitation. MCTR in the next 20 seconds. 10:09. Showing 1080 resumption. Here we go. No dip. Damn. Flush. Man, that was so lame. Trying to break out. Not quite. Bro, there's no way I'm not back fully green after that trade. Like, that was an insane dip. Come on. What that tells me is that my fills are cooked. It's fighting for its life. It seems like somebody's buying though. Like, there's a big buyer. I'm watching here. Taking the starter again. Yeah. Okay. All right. It's not breaking out, which isn't really great. On that kind of push, we want to at least test the highs and, maybe 70, 80. Oh, son of a gun. It's a big loss. Buying back like a maniac, though. Buying back into the lows like a maniac here. It will take me up to new highs, or I will stop out for a loss. And I have given back profits on just 2 trades. Great. Again, we're not seeing any retracements hold up. It's like right back to the absolute lows. And I keep falling victim to that, getting in a little higher. Nothing holding up and hurling up here. Pullbacks off the highs, right back to the lows. Historically, that's not the case, but in these current market conditions, gotta be better at adjusting to this type of pullback. Massive dips. Massive dips, massive dips. I need to be more aware and remember high or low, absolute high, absolute low. No in between. We're trending up here. Let's see if it gives a new high. And if it gives a new high, can we hold up the previous resistance? Or the current resistance, let's say. That's going to be key. Giving it a shot. And it is not. Oh, I should be ripping through 12 right there, man. Buying coming in, and I'm buying as the buying is going in and is dropping. Two minutes left in the 5 minute candle. High of 57. Massive spreads right there. Massive spreads. Holy fuck. Mother lover, man. Got murdered there. And I'm blurring out curse words as I'm getting caught in a dip. I tried for 23, right below the 30 level. I got smoked. It's a false halt though. It's gonna curl back up. Bro, these stocks, man. The absolute dip is dipping even lower. What is this market, man? We can't keep putting our hard-earned cash for the support levels to be collapsing like this. I do like that it's a quick bounce. But do we have what it takes though to retake the level here? If not, this is just a bluff. Okay, all right. Back to flat. Back to red on this one. In hindsight, taking the six up. So, in pre-market is a similar thing, right? I guess in hindsight, it's like when you get that green, you can't even dare stick around no more. Is what it seems like, because historically, the stock after curling back up right here, we're gonna get a new high, so sticking around makes sense. And then we keep going. It goes up to 12, 12.50, 13, 14. It's like once you catch that good trade in there, you gotta just leave it. So pre-market is the same theme. Although we're seeing more stocks though hold up. The front side is very aggressive and lavish, and then you got to watch out for the consolidation and or a backside. I'm back on the sidelines and waiting for something else to hit the scans. It looks like nothing is really holding up. I'm not seeing anything that looks like a normal high of day hot stock leading gap stock. Nothing, even KIDZ. I mean, there's some opportunities there, but it doesn't look like our typical hot stock that we would be trading. Nothing looking good. Is there a penny stock moving up? Checking the scans, checking the chat. And the key right now is to red. I'm red 500, red 200 on the other one, red 100 here, and red 150 pre-market. So a $700 turnaround on this one, which isn't great. The key right now is to not lose anything and wait for something that actually looks good again. MCTR did look good with the resumption and the halt up, but short-lived. Short-lived. By the way, we have 520 plus people and only 99 likes. That ratio is quite despicable, if I may say so. BMEA. Checking outcome of the stocks hitting scans. Be sure to hit that thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're a new viewer, consider subscribing. They said Ross made 130,000, bro. And we're here trading the open like maniacs. Pre-market the way to go. I was green 175 pre-market and overtraded. Went red 150. I had some massive winners, and the losses were like 10-cent losses over and over. Maybe if one or two bigger ones where the spread kind of just opened up, like a 20-cent loss. Some stocks are gapping straight up. You got to be careful because they can then just reverse early. But it seems like the ones that do hold up that initial green candle, those are the ones that you got to really make it count and get back in and ride that wave, until you really see weakness. Because if you just take the 20, 30 cents, you're seeing 80, 70, 80, 90 cents, $1.50, just like 3-4 seconds later. If you're giving it, you got to give it that chance. So hit that thumbs up, hit that thumbs up. Yeah, so that's how pre-market went today. Green to red. It was good practice, still sticking to small size. I'm using 200 shares max size for now. I'm going to continue to stick to the small size. And then I think after maybe another week and a half, probably implement a few more hotkeys as well. I think I want a big size hotkey, a medium size, and a small size hotkey. Also hotkeys that are I'll probably have one to sell on the ask as well. Right now I'm just more so hitting the bids. Yeah, scaling out is definitely a good one. So with trading pre-market, I'm utilizing DAS Trader for hotkeys to have a little bit more speed. I know one of the Team House guys will trade pre-market. He'll use the ladder and, just throw out the limit orders that way. Right now, I'm not seeing anything looking great. BMEA, it's KIDZ. Again, they're not really looking like our typical stocks. I wish I would have saw the entry at 494 because that was the only trade I was interested in. just giving it a chance. Okay, IDZ over 6. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Where were we when I gave back, I wonder? Like, where were we in the charts? I think we were at the lows again, holding up. We got up to 1157. We made new lows, 33. It is crazy too how well the baby pullbacks hold up in pre-market. MCTR gave a bounce and then it's back down. KIDZ getting brutalized. This is a mockery of what the open should be, man. This is a mockery here. This is a slap in the face. Right now, this is what like lunch hour used to look like back in the days, you know? This is what lunch hour was. Hey, you want to trade during lunch hour? And there's some chop that you could maybe make something on, yeah. CMBM, a little dicey here. A little dicey. CMBM, a cheaper stock. Oh, shoots my size. Oh, you mother of a lover, you bro. What is this? What is this? What is this? What is this nonsense? We got a new push to 56. We're back at 51. Okay, I'm about to shut it down. I think pre-market tomorrow will be the golden hour. Bro. 57 to 51. And I thought it was a good time to try to size right there a little bit. On the first pullback, the first baby pullback out of the push. My goodness. Mm-mm. Oh my gosh. Big Steve, we must take a breath and breathe. A scratch loss is way more than what two winners were, just. All the selling pressure in the world, and we don't get a pullback there. Then it jumps up. How low? How low? 63. 63. Perfect. Great. Oh, it's time for me to go and get the hell out of here. Pre-market tomorrow is the move, man. Depths. Big Steve. Hopefully you were able to hold up, brother. Red now 900. And CMBM, the biggest loss, the biggest loser. Now I have no choice but to shut it down and walk away. Oh, man. Bro, why can't I get to type anything without mistakes? Uh, Steve is about to go psycho. Ready to crash out. Man, what is this market, man? Red 800. We had a nice start to the week. Expected to see some nice action today. At best, we got green 600 on the stock before abruptly going back to red on it. Just not seeing any consistent uptrending momentum. And a lot of the action, I don't know, man. It's just tough to capture the move. I am going to walk away. Tomorrow, I'm going to look to trade pre-market primarily. And honestly, the open, I don't even know if I'm going to always trade the open. I'll say that, right? But we need to see the shift again where the open is then hot. Like once the open is hot, of course. But I don't know. For now, just, taking it easy. As in not even trading might be the way to go at the open. Just shutting it down once 9:30 gets around and then calling it a day. This is brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. Absolutely brutal. I'm speechless here. I'm speechless after this momentum. It's time to buckle up and prepare for hibernation. Time to buckle up and prepare for hibernation. SBET gave a move for anybody that might have been watching at the higher price ones from 66 to 77. Pretty good. $11 a share on that breakout. I think it's time to prepare for hibernation and to slow it down. Shut down the operations here for now. You know, the open will forever be our, bread and butter, but I think just easing off at the open and focusing up on pre-market is the way to go. And not because a guy like Ross is making money in pre-market, but because we're seeing better sustained action there. It's just as simple as that, right? It's good though to see that that type of money can be made. Holding a little longer, things like that. But even with the quick scalps, I think there's opportunity to be able to hit a daily goal in there, and then ease off if the open continues to be just sideways and down action. I'll probably live stream for 8 a.m. I can live stream for 8 a.m. I can live stream for 8 a.m. 8 a.m. start time live stream tomorrow. And then we'll see up to 9:30 if anything still looks good. I'll be in at 7. The open is just so slow right now that it's like not worth. I'm losing 500 every day. Losing 1k, 500, 1k. And I rather I'm not trying to go back to flat, to red. We're already in a drawdown. So I think it's time to put the clamps on. Unless I literally go down to just 100 shares and don't increase size. And it's a bit of a problem that I'm having from time to time is still going back up in size. I'm not sizing up aggressively, but I did go back up to 1k and then 1500 after I thought some of the earlier ones looked good. But it's this revolving door of just, nothing looking good. So what's the point of even sizing up? Even like, it almost is like, what's the point of even using 100 shares, right? Not because the size is small, but because the action is not worthy of any size. It's like I should just be sitting on the sidelines here every day, and every day be a no trade day, right? The last 2 weeks, last 3 weeks, last 2 months. Yesterday one of the better days. We've only had a handful of like really good days. Everything else has just been, very, very choppy. Something like this, right? Where the 5-minute candlestick looks pretty bad here. The consolidation comes below VWAP. Typically, historically, this is an area I don't want to look at all for a trade. This is where the pullback is then holding up. The thing is like nonsense. Look at the first dip. It's like this type of nonsense is what we're seeing. Flushes out with massive topping wick. Pullbacks below the VWAP. Places where I'm like, okay, this is not ideal for the trade. Higher selling volume. And then it curls up. Like, this is nonsense. This is complete and utter nonsense for what the normal patterns look like. It's kind of funny too, because it's like, bro, why am I even looking at this stock? So I think just, being disciplined towards pre-market where we're seeing the normal price action that we're used to and doing our best to capitalize there and not give back gains, walking away green, and then, slowly over time putting more size behind that. after gaining a good rhythm for a few days. That's the key here right now. So I think tomorrow, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna live stream during the open, but we'll see. We'll start at 8 a.m. so you guys can catch me 8 a.m. live, and then into the open we'll see if something is really good. If not, then we kind of shut it down. The times are changing, so we gotta change with the times, or I'll be left in the dust. Nothing more, nothing less. So I read it here today. Nice start to the week yesterday, and giving back $800. 887, 900. All these red days in this drawdown, I could have went out to the best fine dining restaurants. I could have went out to the best malls. I could have went shopping every day of this drawdown and just not even trade. Is how I look at it. I could have booked an all-inclusive vacation to Greece. Go to Pasatino and Mykonos. Party a little bit. Rather than giving back money to Wall Street. Wall Street has enough money. They don't need anything extra from us. So tomorrow we'll see how it goes pre-market. Looking forward to the action. Looking forward to being on time. Looking forward to being quick, precise, accurate, and also looking forward to not over trading. That'll be a big one. Gotta not over trade the backside and or the price action. I wouldn't say greedy, but you can't be overly optimistic to think that the stocks are gonna keep going. Once we get that first 2, 3, 4, 5 green candles, that's it. You gotta let it go. Let it go. Be careful. Ease off. And basically just wait for the next stock. Sometimes not even the next uptrend, but the whole another stock to then hit the scans again. But yeah, not happy with the red streak, not happy with the red days, not happy with the drawdown. I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed from the traders here in the chat room who've been able to do well the last month, the last 2 months, because this momentum here, man, I don't know, this just not it. It's not the typical normal momentum that we'll be seeing. So again, big shout out to the chat room here, or even the YouTube stream for those of you guys who might have did well last month or the month before. I was up 6K and went red because I got caught in the pop and drop. Yeah, a lot of the flushes, right? A lot of the flushes are coming in. So, man, the momentum in the slummers. With 40K on the year in these high inflation times, I'll be at a McDonald's drive-through. So, best to protect the gains and be careful here moving forward. In these high inflation times, we need at least a $250,000 a year to be living nicely, right? I think, and of course, if you're spending a lot of money, that's another thing. But to live very comfortably in the States in these times, I think at least like a $250,000 a year is like a comfortable living. 100K nowadays is like nothing. So you need at least twice that amount. And CMBM coming down here a bit. Areas like this, again, we did have the weakness in the 5-minute candlestick here. But this kind of trend is what's been working. But then we come and hold above the VWAP here. This is typically where I like to be looking to get in, and then it's like right back down to a new low. Could have easily took a loss here in this area. Time to put the fries in the bag, bro. Time to flip the patties. Time to mow the lawns and build roofs. I mean, construction could be good if you own the business. If you're just like a regular laborer, then maybe you're not going to be making as much. As you guys know, I worked humbly before I became a humble trader. A relentless trader, I should probably say. Shout out to humble trader. I was a cashier at Home Depot. My very first job in college. Cashier in Home Depot. And then I worked in a delivery station at Amazon. Slave wage. Slavery. That's just basically slavery stuff there. $15 an hour, 16, 18 bucks an hour, whatever. I think I was getting 15 bucks and 10 cents and working 10-hour days, 6 days a week, right after I'd left school to basically trade full time. Slave wage is what it is. 100K in Manhattan, bro, you're gonna be homeless. If you want to have your own, if you want to have ownership. 100K in, Nebraska or Tupelo, Mississippi, you're doing well. Right? If you're in Tupelo, in Boise, Idaho, or one of these random places, with 100K, you're doing fairly good. But not in these coastal cities. In these big boy cities, Manhattan, 100K, you gotta have 2-3 roommates sharing a bathroom in the hallway. Some people may get a sweet deal if, like someone in like a rent controlled place is maybe renting out a room or two or something like that. You might get a sweeter deal. A couple of apartments may have some good deals, but majority of places, 100K, you're cooked. You gotta have roommates to have, housing. The average rent is 5K. So people are like bunking up and splitting rooms, sharing stuff to get a proper living. So, not to go off track and get into the world economy here, the average age here in a chat room and in the YouTube live stream is between 28 and 48. So you guys know this very well. No need for me to beat. What's the saying? Beat a dead drum or something like that. Beat a dead horse. So, oh man, this market, I tell you. But it's good though. It's good. It reminds us to when it is hot, it really tells you what when it's hot, you got to make sure to really lock it in and not go too crazy with spending as well, right? Which we're always pretty responsible of doing. So in the next hot market, we'll have to double time to make up for all these slower days here. Let me check the chat room. Did we get at least a fair amount of people to at least hold it down? That would be pretty impressive for anybody who might have held it down today. Might have held it down today. Today, I'm trying to find today. That's yesterday. Let's see. Today. Let's see. Today. A couple of people up like $400. There's a 1K P&L there from Danny. Let's see. The mighty fighting back to smaller red, much more manageable. Tim, Lucas Green on the shorts actually today. 1800 there on the shorts. What red on the main account? 3K. You know, I guess I did get up to. So I had 600 shares. I made $1 share, right? I mean, I made pretty much $1 share, which is really impressive. However, the stock had a lot of range, and in just 2 trades, I basically came back down to flat, watching the next setup. If I'm using full size, I guess I've failed to size down is the issue that looking back at that. And these are the things in the moment you can really forget very quickly. I probably needed to drop my size to a third after getting into the green right there. I think, you know, that was definitely a massive area to improve on that setup. With a third of the size, there's no way we'll give back that much in just 2 trades. So definitely that was one of the bigger things we needed to do in that time, to size down drastically. Because with normal size, let's say I'm using 1,500 shares on that stock, $1 a share is $1,500. Or, you know, if I'm using 2K, it's 2,000, etc., so forth, so forth. So anytime we get up to a good amount like that, you know, we got to watch out. Size down, being up 600 in just a few trades was really good. So we needed to size down to protect the gains. Again, and we kept trading because the stock was looking promising to continue. And that's where we got caught into that flush. Continuation. It is interesting though, because imagine if you're going live. If you're somebody who's going live, or let's say you start trading in this market versus like a breakout market, like these are all things that can, you know, influence your trading in different ways, right? You come into the market during GameStop boom, and I mean, it was such a different. I mean, it's night and day. You can't even compare what we were seeing then to what we're seeing now. Back then, a stock would go from 4 to 25 every day in the open, like $5 to $20, like every day, like on repeat. And then, you know, it would ease down a little bit, but then you'll get stocks that'll go from like 2 to 4, 5 to 10. You know, stocks like SBET that came a couple days ago. It's good to still see stocks like that, right? SBET, which came, that was pretty good to see. Although that one was primarily pre-market, we did go from 11 to 35 in pre-market, and then 30 or so to 50 after the open. So that was a nice move after the open, but if we can get the beginning of the move during the open, I think is the key. So do we have more companies releasing breaking news before the open? Is that maybe what's happening? So again, we're seeing less high-day stocks after 9:30. We're seeing more gap stocks, and the gap stocks are that time at the end of its lifeline around 9:30. Last year, back half of last year, gap stocks that were strong pre-market would a lot of the times hold up and then give a new move, a new high into the first 2-3 hours of the open, right? Into the first 3 hours. And now gap stocks are basically at the end of its lifeline at 9:30. Some opportunities may come later throughout the day, and some of them, you know, they'll hold up the consolidation and then finally break out maybe around 1 or 2 p.m. So for the people who do stick around, sometimes they'll still have a day where stock ends up being strong. But yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow at 8 a.m. Do you ever trade options? I'm open. I don't trade options, but I'm definitely open to trading options for swing trades in terms of large caps. Right now, all my swings are straight out stocks, which requires a lot more buying power. SPY just can't seem to break over 600. There was some negative news on the tariffs, but market still kind of held up. I guess right now everybody realized that it's just a bluff, right, going on. But who didn't know it was a bluff in the beginning is my question. Like, that's the part that's kind of interesting. Like, anyhow, it was an opportunity, right? That was good for us. Are we going to be able to break over 600 here? RSLS. How's the volume? How are we moving? Like, look at this. Look at the RSLS, right? Look at this chart. Am I on single screen? If we are to zoom out, I mean, look at the peak volume, right? This is the key here. Never in the beginning of time has peak volume ever been here. This is peak volume. It is increasing in volume here, which is good, and hopefully we could see a new peak volume. But this is the problem, or I guess opportunity, right? I guess it's the opportunity is how to say it. This is the place to be trading right here. This breakout right here. I like that it's increasing in volume, but will we be able to sustain above the VWAP and continue? If not, this is just a bluff. And at first glance at the level 2, it doesn't have to look. It doesn't have the feel of a very hot stock, a stock that is the stock, or a stock that's about to become the stock. And maybe that can happen over, another couple of minutes, but right now it just seems like a slower grind. Like we're kind of we're going up, but it's a gradual push here. Nothing sporadic, nothing, massive that can provide that sweet volatility that we love here for the quick scalps. Now, if you're holding longer, then it could be a dream come true here. This type of stock just keeps going. And note how quick that was right there. Yo, I'm out of here, man. I am out like South. What was that, bro? Come on. Every VWAP pullback. At least the first one held up. The second one is just complete obliteration. Well, that's what you call overtrading right there. The definition of overtrading. Overtrading on a garbage stock. Pre-market, 8 a.m. tomorrow. 8 a.m. tomorrow. Oh, what the... All right, I'll catch you guys later. Stay safe, stay green. Pastor.